Hello everyone, welcome back to Nascent Toy Collector. Adam here. If you wouldn't mind, please take a second to hit like and subscribe so you can keep up with all of my toy collecting adventures. Now today, I'm doing something a little different. Usually I buy a toy and I open it and review it on the channel if it's something I open. Sometimes I don't. I do not open my carded Marvel Legends, the retro 375s, because I think the cards are so badass. But for the most part, if it's collector friendly, I do like to open them up and check them out on the channel. It adds to my overall enjoyment of the hobby. But that being said, there's like 3 major lines that I do that with: Masters of the Universe, and that's Origins, and Masterverse, and whatever else could come out, and Thundercats, which is another one of my big ones, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is such a huge variety of manufacturers and styles and scales, and just, oh my god, keeping up with Turtles is like, fuck. But I'm trying to do my best. But there are things that I do find every once in a while that don't fit into a particular category. It's just something that tugs at my emotional collecting strings in some cases, or something that I just think is super badass and I just want to have it. So what I was going to do today is take a look at some of those things that don't really fit in to a particular category. Well, one thing does, but it's too cool not to be just spotlighted on its own. And so to kind of just, I don't know, go through some of the random things that I've been picking up because it's fun. So what I'll do is I'll just show it off here, and then we'll jump in and we'll take a look at it close up, kind of get an overall feel for it. I just think it sounds fun. So here we go. First up is this awesome 1984 Toho Godzilla figure. Now this is one of the figures I had as a child, and when it hit me, when I saw it, the memories, they flooded over me, and I was like, holy shit, I have to have this thing. Let's take a closer look at him. Screonk. Yes, Godzilla. You know, I've already fucked up. It's actually 1985 Godzilla. It says it right there on the bottom of his feet. 1985 Toho Co. Limited at that. Man, you know what? I don't think anything can top this action figure of Godzilla. Not only is it probably one of the worst likenesses I've ever seen. I mean, look at that face. Doesn't that just scream Godzilla? Those eyes that just seemingly stare right into the depths of your soul. And that awesome, just painted on, I don't know if that's blood around his mouth. That's what I always imagined it was when I was a child. He kind of has, if you just cut him off right there, he looks like one of those little thumb topper monsters with the little googly arms that stuck out of him that we could get as kids. And it's just epic. Now he is articulated at the arms, up and down, and the legs, of course, they move out, no knees or anything like that. And he does kind of rotate at the tail, but you know, I always really like the spikes to be lined up. So I mean, why put that tail rotation in there, right? But still, I absolutely love this thing. I had a 12-inch version when I was a kid, and I just always thought this is one of the greatest toys ever made. I mean, it was one of my favorite toys to play with as a child. And when I saw it on eBay, I was like, man, I have to have it. And you know what? The best part is they're not even expensive. So yeah, this thing I was so proud to add to my collection. I usually keep it upstairs, posed around my more classic Ninja Turtle stuff, as this is just, it's just one of those things for me, man. This thing just really takes me back. You know, we had a 12-inch one as well. I'm sure Alex will remember that. This wash is just awful. I think they're all different though. Some of them don't have anything on his spikes, and you know, this lighter green and the darker green. I mean, it looks like they weren't even sprayed at the same time. Who knows? I mean, yeah. Love it though. 85 Toho Godzilla. All right, so another blast from the past. Danger Mouse. And this Danger Mouse in particular is by Jazzwares, a company that I hadn't heard of at the time. I didn't know they ever made these. DM is one of my favorites. I love Danger Mouse. It was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. I loved his interactions with Pinfold, and I wish I could afford the Pinfold figure. However, that thing is astronomical. So I settled for DM here. He's got an awesome set of accessories and stuff. And man, I don't know, there's just something really cool about it. Let's look at him up close. Oh yes, Danger Mouse. Man, where to start with this? Let's see. Well, this was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. This and Count Duckula. I used to watch them all the time. I love Pinfold and the Commander. What is it? Commander K. And what's the bad guy? Silas. Shit, he's a frog. Silas something. Oh God, I would love to have him too. Yeah, there he is. Silas. Oh, Baron Greenback. I think it's Baron Silas Greenback. And the little Nero guy. Oh man, I don't know why I didn't just turn it over and look at the cross cell. Commander K, Colonel K, Colonel K. God, Pinfold, Undercover Stiletto. Man, I love this show. It's it's a British spy spoof, kind of like spoofing on 007. And I just absolutely love it. And when I saw this figure by Jazzwares, I was like, man, I'm grabbing this thing. Another pickup from eBay. This thing didn't cost me shit. I think $7-8. And you know what? I'm gonna open it up. Let's take a real look at it because I've been waiting. He came with some kind of zip line thing too, which whatever. I don't really care about that. Set that aside. That was a really cool card. I might buy a second one and just keep it carded just because I like Danger Mouse that much. But yeah, look at that. Classic DM logo on this zipline thing, which I'm probably not going to try to mess with. Ready for action. Let's just see. Oh yeah, hey. That's actually nicer than I thought it was going to be. Oh, and as I'm saying that, his leg just falls off right on camera. But it is, as you can see, a simple little ball joint. I can just push it right back on. Bam. Snapped right in place. Doesn't have a lot of articulation. Well, you know what though? He has more than I thought he would have. And I like the way it's hidden. As you can see, it has these kind of hidden joints that, yeah, look at that. That's very interesting. I don't know if that's common for Jazzwares toys. This is the only one I've ever had. It looks like it would swivel at the wrist here. Oh, it does. See that? It does. Has a wrist swivel. Head turns. Oh yeah, man, look at that. I always love DM with his eye patch. I always thought that made him look so slick and so secret agenty. And I love the fact that he's kind of a bumbling idiot. I'm pretty sure, is he before Inspector Gadget? I hope so. And Pinfold, Pinfold is kind of like Penny was to Inspector Gadget, where really it's more often Pinfold solving the crime and not Danger Mouse, which is one of those things that I really love about it. He's got the knee joints, as you can see there. They're very similar to his elbows, and his feet do swivel around. Very basic action figure. And like I said, this thing set me back like $8. It's just that when I saw it, there's that leg again. When I saw it, I just had to have it. I know there was like a modern relaunch, or there was going to be, maybe there was a new show that came out, and these were the toys for that. It maybe even came out in like 17 or 18, something along in there. Somewhere along those lines. But yeah, Danger Mouse, one of my favorites. Let's see, I'm going to set him down here. We're going to look at this zipline thing. I don't know. Okay, looks like it has a little clip there. How would this thing work? Looks like you would set this thing out. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a rope. Oh, and it just came right off. So I guess you would just hook it. It has two hooks on the end. You would hook it and then hang the zip line on it. Let's see here. I can get it picked up again. There's the zip line. Okay. All right. I'm going to try it out here. I wasn't even going to mess with it, but now that I'm seeing it, I'm going to have to. Danger Mouse holds on. You can clip it on there. Shit. I say you can clip it on there. Ah, there we go. And now he can ride it back and forth. Yeah, look at that. Secret Agent Danger Mouse sliding through the frame on some kind of grappling hook. Badass. I love it. I love Danger Mouse. And you know what? This guy's going to be kind of like Voltron. He has a special place in my childhood and in my collecting habits. And yeah, really sweet toy. Thanks, Jazzware. So up next is one that would definitely fit into one of my pre-existing categories, but this thing is just so cool. I'm gonna have to show it off on its own. Look at this thing. This is a Mexican knockoff of He-Man, and let's just check him out. Okay, so where to start with this guy? Let's see. I started really getting into looking at bootleg toy videos, specifically Bootleg Toys Vietnam. You guys should check out that YouTube channel if you never have. It's just hilarious. There's an Infinity Gauntlet on there. That's just so worth the price of admission alone, which is free. So yeah, of course it's worth free. Now, having said that, that got me into bootlegs. Then I started really looking around, and of course, I'm basically fairly limited here in Kentucky as to where I can shop and what I can do. So I jumped on eBay. I looked up knockoff He-Man, and this thing popped up from Mexico. And man, it's a Sofubi. You know, it's like hollow vinyl, and it's really just, I saw it and I was like, man, okay, I have to have this. What I didn't realize is that it was articulated, like his head, his arms move. I mean, it's very much like an Origins figure, really. He's got the twist there at the gauntlets, his waist, of course. I wish that he had the, the action feature where he'd pop back with the smack, but he does not have that. That's okay, though. The thighs move like the classic action figure, and then he has the ankle rotations. And this is just something that I did not expect. I thought this was just going to be like an unarticulated, just giant 14-inch He-Man. And boy, am I pleasantly surprised with this thing. This thing is great. I mean, yes, it has paint flaws. There's, other colors on him, red, and there's some of the, like, this is a bluish color instead of a gray, which is okay. Kind of reminds me of, what's the Japanese one? Universe Prince, which I would love to have just because of I don't know. Because I think it looks amazing. And I really have gotten into knockoff toys. And yeah, so this one, turning him around, I love how they sculpted these little straps in, like he's actually like hooked up like the original figure. I just really think it's nice. Now see, yeah, got some paint issues and stuff, but I don't really give a shit. Look at him. He's a 14-inch giant Sofubi He-Man from Mexico. Does it get any cooler than that? I think not, my friends. I think not. This guy is gonna hold a very special place in my collection. He's like a kaiju He-Man. Love it. It's the best. Look at him. Just totally awesome. So kind of like He-Man, another set of action figures that would absolutely fit into one of my categories, but that I don't have all the packaging and everything, so it's not as cool. I don't have any accessories, but when I saw them, I just had to have them. It's the 4-inch 2011 Thundercats, Lion-O and Tigra. Let's check them out. So as anyone who has been keeping up with this channel at all probably knows, I'm a bit of a Thundercats fan, and the 2011 series that was on Cartoon Network is one of my very favorite things I've ever seen. Now, I wish it would have continued. It was canceled far, far too soon, in my honest opinion. I thought it was a great reimagining of everything, and I really liked the way it kind of worked in Silverhawks by showing Monstar in an episode, and it just did a lot of fun things. And so I started buying the Super 7 Ultimates figures that I've reviewed on this channel, and I love them. I absolutely love them. They look so classic, and they really take me into that, nostalgic area of my childhood, because I love the shit out of some Thundercats growing up. But when I saw these were available, and guys, I paid nothing for these action figures. I mean, they didn't come with any accessories, so I mean, obviously they didn't cost me too much. But when I saw them, I was like, man, I love the level of detail. Let's take a look at Tigra real quick. And this won't take very long. But yeah, for 4-inch little guys, I think they look really nice. I mean, his face says it all. He's kind of like fuck Mondays, right? He's kind of got that vibe, kind of a Karen. But Tigra's kind of a Karen. And that's okay. I like my Tigra as a Karen. I really liked him in this 2011 show, though, more as, he was Lion-O's older adopted brother, because Lion-O's family, they're lions. So I really like that angle for the show. And when I saw these two, I just had to have them. I do like how nicely done this figure is. The paint is exceptional. It has plenty of articulation. The armor is really cool. So he does swivel at the head, of course. There's no up and down. There's a slight amount. His arms do swivel completely 360. Now it is hindered by that piece of shoulder armor, but who cares? He has badass shoulder armor. Same for this side, 360. They do have wrist swivels, and of course they have the hinged elbows, the classic pin through hinged elbows. They are not articulated in the torso at all, which is okay because they have complete ball jointed hips. I mean, look at that. You can get that leg, way out there and actually go 360 degrees with it. So super articulation there at the hips, and then they've got the knees. They do have the boot swivel and the I think this is pretty extra for the time period. They actually have articulated ankles. Pretty badass. I really like these. I would actually like to get them all. The paint on this thing, I think, is really nice. I mean, yeah, what about this is not to like? Maybe that face. That's about the only thing I can think of that's not the greatest thing. All right, let's take a look at Lino. He's just as good. The paint application is amazing. I love the metallics. They look just stellar. There's a lot of detail here. It's got little fur details and just these shin guards. And like I said, just like Tigra, he is articulated just about the same. His shins don't swivel. He doesn't have like the boot cut, but he does have the nice knees, and the armor pieces hanging down are soft, so you can still get this wild amount of articulation out of the hips. He does turn at the mid section. See, so they're actually completely different from each other. I mean, that's pretty cool too. That's not something you see often. You can tell this is not the same buck, which means they had to spend extra tooling money to get these two characters, which is unusual. I know that they went all in. You know, Warner Brothers went all in on that Thundercats 2011, and I wish that it would have worked out, because it's not, in my opinion, it couldn't be from inferior quality that it failed. I don't know why people weren't watching it. It's so damn good. I actually highly suggest it. You can grab the whole series on Blu-ray right now off Amazon for next to nothing for watching something as good as this is. And man, so yeah, I had to have these toys. I don't have any accessories, like I said. Oh well, doesn't bother me too bad. I like Lino's face though. Look at it. He kind of has that air of superiority, doesn't he? Kind of a douche. Anyway, love them both. Very well done. Glad to have them in my collection. So 2 more figures that I saw. These are both Walmart exclusives. This is the DC Superpowers McFarlane relaunch. And man, they're awesome. Got John Stewart here, and of course, Bruce Wayne Batman. This is a beefy little Batman. I really like it. It's pretty cool. Let's take a look at these guys. Oh yeah, another blast from the past. DC superheroes. This is the Superpowers line, and as redone by Todd McFarlane. I have never had a John Stewart figure, and I've always really, really, really admired John Stewart. He's my favorite Green Lantern, and when I saw him, now I think these 2 are Walmart exclusives. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. I've seen things change, but when I saw him at the store, I'm like, I've got to have John Stewart. And right next to him was Batman, which I'll get to in just a second. But man, look at that. I love that he holds onto this lantern. He holds onto it really tightly. He looks really cool. He's got the Green Lantern ring there. Of course, these are very minimally posable. They do have knee joints, which is something the originals did not have. They were straight kneed. I love the original figures. They really take me back. I loved, I had the Hal Jordan. He's very similar to this. But the paint deco on this one, I feel like is a little nicer. The lines on him look really cool, the way it swoops down and everything. His head, it's a nice looking head sculpt there. Very cool. The box was awesome. I hated to open it and discard it, but man, I don't know. There's something cool about having John Stewart open. It is interesting to note that he does have trunks showing here that serve no purpose. I actually believe they're exactly the same legs as Batman's. If you see that, they're just not painted. Still cool. So yeah, I was just really, really excited to have him. He does have the T-joint, at the hips here, the T-joint legs. He can completely do the splits. Actually, he gets more on the back side than he does on the front, which is pretty crazy, but very cool. All right, John Stewart, love it. Great figure. Never had one before though. That's the difference between him and Batman. I did have the classic Green Lantern though. I'm just gonna set him. He doesn't want to stand up for me for the time being, so I'm just gonna move him back. However, Batman. Now this one, what really I remember about Superpowers is the cape. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that. This cape, the little clip, the way it clipped onto the classic one, mine, I wore it out where this was white. Like you could see the white, and maybe it was made differently than this and I'm just misremembering it. But yeah, there was this white clip you could clearly see. Now, let me show you something that's really dumb that I'm sure plenty of other fuckers have already pointed out. But taking him out of the package, they had one of those stupid plastic wire, one of these. They had one of these dumb things. So they had one of these dumb things through the cape. Like, that's how it was in the package. So when you get it out, it has a fucking hole in it. Jackasses. Was that a McFarlane idea? Like, come the fuck on. Like, who wants a hole in Batman's cape? Isn't this damn thing bulletproof? Anyway, Batman, I like the sculpt. He's rather thick. He's got kind of I would call him Fat Man almost. I mean, he looks beefy. I will note, they do have different bodies though. Like, Jon Stewart's abs look better. And maybe it's just the belt is covering up this bottom layer here, the bottom of his 6-pack, because Batman's kind of got a 4-pack going on. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's the same body. It just looks better on John. Maybe that's what it is. It could be. But yeah, overall, I love this color scheme. This is my favorite Batman color scheme. I know a lot of people are partial to the Michael Keaton black, but I really actually prefer the gray and blue. I really love that Jim Lee brought him back to this for the Hush storyline. That's really where I got back into Batman, was at that point in my life, whatever that was, the 2006 or so. 2005 or 6 or 7, I don't even know. I don't even remember. But yeah, this is a great figure. I do love the way the cape clips on. And honestly, I would buy more of these. I would actually go for the Superman and the Darkseid just to have the whole set. And I hope that they do the Flash and they continue to roll it all out. Get Wonder Woman out there again. And Hal Jordan even. I would like to see Hal join John. That would be great. So yeah, keep them coming, DC. Keep them coming, McFarlane. I dig these. Oh, and last but not least, one of my all-time favorite characters. This is the Genus Vel Captain Marvel from Marvel Legends. I found this thing on closeout at our local Books A Million, and I could not resist him. I know there's a lot of glare on that package. This is definitely pre-Hasbro's no plastic thing that's going on right now. And man, does this thing pop. I love it. I love the Starfield. Let's take a look at him. All right, and there he is. Now, my kids are upstairs dancing, so you might hear some of that. They love some K-pop, and they are up there partying down. I, however, am taking a look at this badass Genus Vel. Now, I don't buy many Marvel Legends, at least not the 7-inch scale here. I mainly stick to the Kenner Hasbro retro collection because I just love the way those cards look, and they're just so damn cool. But I made an exception for one of my very favorite characters, Genus Vel. As you can see here, he was part of the Captain Marvel movie line with Brie Larson. He is also with the Build a Kree Sentry there, which I do like the Kree Sentry. I would like to have that. Artwork is fantastic. I love this old school costume. And man, let's get this guy out of here. I love Genus. Peter David's absolutely one of my favorite writers, and he did such a great job writing this story with Genus Vel, and this is where he's crazy like a fox. Slide that right out of there. Totally rad. Ooh, look at that blister pack. I really dig it. All right, let's get him out of there. I don't really care much about the Sentry leg because, well, I don't have any of the rest of this line. But let's get Genus out of here. Here he comes. Oh, yeah. He came right out. Man, so this costume is one of my very favorites. It's so pulpy. I love let's see. Let me adjust the camera real quick. There's Genus. Stand up there. Let me adjust it down. And here it is. I have not bought one of these Legends in so long. I forgot how cool it was to unbox them. I was buying them way back when they first started out. I have some of those original ones that they have relaunched here recently. Anyway, this is about Genus Vel. Man, this costume looks great. I love the Starfield on him. God, that's one of my favorite parts. They nailed it. I love this metallic green that they have all of his armor pieces in. And, it should be Saturn here, but I do think he was so crazy. This is, you can find the trade paperbacks of like Crazy Like a Fox, that I don't think he even included the ring around it. So this is right after he had killed Eternity and recreated the Big Bang. So, yeah. A lot had happened in this storyline so far. This is a really nice figure. Man, like I'm saying, the paint application here, though, is just amazing. The costume, so cool. It's got, like, really nice, you can see this, like, I don't even know what you would call that, like a marbleization in there. in the green, and it's so just metallic and shiny and just looks super cool. I love that he's wearing the Nega bands. They really look nice. They really pop alongside with his blaster there in that gold. Really cool that he has a hip holster. Pop the gun out real quick. Stick it in that holster. Oh, it's going to fit right in there. Look at that. Genus Vel. He's one of my favorite Captain Marvels. One of them. I love them all, actually. I really like Carol Danvers. The stories that were written by Kelly Sue DeConnick were really good. Anyway, had to have this guy when I saw him. On clearance, I mean, $12. How can you pass up a Marvel Legends? Marvel Legends are now $27.99. So picking one up for $12, kind of a steal, especially when it's one of your favorite characters. Now, the only way I would really buy these Marvel Legends would be based on character. I would absolutely get the Richard Rider. I know he's already out there. I don't have him. He's probably out of my price range. I have been seeing the Wendell Vaughn at my local Walgreens. I may end up picking him up because I really like Quasar. I'm just really into the cosmic characters. What can I say? Man, I really like the way they did his shoulder armor. Looks really cool. Just a wonderful look overall. The stars are shiny. I hope that's coming through. It's a really nice figure. Look at that. Look how nice his butt's sculpted there. Got some real cheeks there. Starfield cheeks. Did you guys ever think we'd see Starfield butt cheeks? Me either. I'd always hope, though. Never give up hope, guys. You never know what you're going to see. I really like the way they have that joint there. Of course, it's a Marvel Legends figure. What do you expect, right? Really cool. Dig it. All right, everyone. That's my show. Thank you for joining me. I hope that was as fun for you as it was for me. I love action figures. I love action figure collecting. Man, it's such a fun hobby. I really appreciate you staying with me this long. Thanks for all the likes and all the subscriptions. You guys, I'm almost to 200. I think I like 7 more, and I'll actually make it to that 200 mark. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. Peace out. Keep it geek. Have a great week.